Yes, my dear friends, welcome back to the channel. Very good morning to you guys all out there. It is a beautiful Friday morning. Thank God it's Friday. Oh, yes. I just remembered, today is public holiday in Ghana. Anyway, guys, enjoy. The Republic Day celebration, which was shifted to the weekend, making it today Friday. Ghanaians have a long holiday. My goodness. Enjoy it, but be careful. Ladies and gentlemen, well, Chelsea fans around the globe, you are welcome. Today or tonight is Chelsea's game against Palmeiras. And once again, the world mourns a legend. We will not stop talking about it, at least for now. Every of our programs, we will still recognize the fact that we are mourning one of our own favorite players, Diego Ja. Yeah, a lot is taking place right now around the football world. Even yesterday at the training ground, Chelsea at the training ground, they paid a minute of silence at the training ground in respect of Diego Ja. He has friends across almost every club. Pedro Neto, our own Pedro, it was his teammate in Wolves before Diego left to Liverpool. And Pedro also left to Chelsea. And they are national teammates as well. They play in the same national team, Portugal. They won trophies together. They won the Nations League together just recently, about a month ago. So they have a lot to share. And ladies and gentlemen, I have heard, even our head coach, saying that he will give Pedro Neto the option whether to feature in tonight's game or not. If he want to take a leave, compassionate leave, the team, the squad, the club is ready to give him that compassionate leave to mourn his friend and a brother. So we wait to see whether Pedro Neto will be taking the compassionate leave to mourn his friend or whether he's going to be part of the game tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, later this afternoon, I'll be back with my preview. Chelsea Palmeiras, what to look out for. Yes, I'll be back later in the afternoon for that. But quickly, now let's get to some other news before we come back later in the afternoon for the preview. Yes, I understand Chelsea will pay 48.5 million fixed price, 48.5 million pounds fixed fee plus 3.5 million add-ons for Jamie Gittens. Borussia Dortmund will also have a sell-on clause. These days, I'm not too sure why Chelsea are buying players with sell-on clause. But hey, 48 million. Yeah? 48.5 million. So it means that Chelsea is buying Gittens for 52 million pounds. Then 52 million pounds. Then Dortmund will still have a sell-on clause on the deal. Ladies and gentlemen, it is what it is. We want him. Right now, we don't have any left winger. Sancho is gone. I just can't understand why we even allow Sancho to go. Because when I watch Sancho and I watch Gittens, ladies and gentlemen, Gittens is already a Chelsea player. Oh yes, there's a statement released from Dortmund technical director. I will soon go into that. But I don't see much difference between Gittens and Sancho. Meanwhile, Sancho is already a Premier League product. We are here to test Gittens to know. In the Premier League, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. So for me, some of our decisions, we should have just kept Sancho. 25 million pounds is not that much. And his wages, maybe. Ladies and gentlemen, it is what it is. But even if you want to check, sometimes, you know what I think? You are paying 52 million pounds for Gittens, right? Sancho, you are buying him at 25 million pounds. Okay. Let's just say that is about half of the amount you are going to be spending on Gittens. Buying Sancho 25 million is like half of the amount you are going to be using to buy Gittens, right? Your Gittens double of the amount you have to pay for Sancho. All right. And if Sancho's wages is even 200k, let's just say he agreed on 200k or 250k, and you'll be paying Gittens maybe 120k or 100k. The remaining or the remainder of the amount that you were going to be add on a 25 million to buy Gittens, why won't you just use 10 million of that and add it to Santos' wages, right? And have the advantage of a Premier League experienced player. I don't know if my analysis, whether I'm making sense. Am I making sense here? Why won't we just add 10 million or 5 million extra to Santos' wages instead of going to buy someone that is not proven in the Premier League? That is... Anyway, we can only talk here. Our own is just to talk. Ladies and gentlemen, Gittens to Chelsea. It is here we go. Why am I saying this? Dortmund sport director Kel, this is what he has to say about the deal. He said the talks with Chelsea were challenging, but ultimately we are happy that we can probably realize our economic ideas and then have planning security. So they've gotten money, economic idea, they'll realize it, and they have a planning security. They have cash, so they can plan to the end of the season. Ladies and gentlemen, Jamie is an excellent player who has given us a lot of joy. How? A lot of joy. He says he now wants to take the next step. He, the player, wants to take the next step in his career at Chelsea. And we wish him all the best and much success. The player now wants to take the next step with Chelsea, and we wish him all the best and success. Coming from Dortmund sport director Kel. Ladies and gentlemen, that deal is sealed. Maybe the announcement will be made the moment. One or two things. Maybe they are hoping that after tonight's game, after they play their next game against against Real Madrid? Their next game is against Real Madrid in the Club World Cup. Maybe when they want to be knocked out before they let go Jamie Gittens for Chelsea. So I understand. Ladies and gentlemen. Now, a little bit on... Okay, let me go to this one again. Arsenal in the last few hours have been talking to Noni Madueke's camp. Arsenal in the last few hours have been talking to Noni Madueke's camp regarding his transfer from Chelsea. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. My information is that Madueke could be open to moving to Arsenal, according to Fabrizio Romano. He said his information is that Madueke could, not is. But ladies and gentlemen, this is a transfer news, and therefore they are not 100% specific or sure until it is done. Even Fabrizio Romano is still with the word could. So when you see me put question mark, you have to understand. Yeah. He said, my information is that Mudryk could be open to moving to Arsenal. Fabrizio Romano. In the coming days, we believe that more on this will be coming up. Mudryk moving to Arsenal. I said it before, I'm not in favor of that. I'll prefer, even if we are signing Kudus, let's still keep Mudryk. We need Mudryk in this squad. That is my personal opinion. Our owners, I'm not too sure. Ladies and gentlemen, can we now get through the Club World Cup tonight? Yes, the preview will be coming later. But hey, let's start from what Palmeiras manager had to say about tonight's game and about Estavao. Let's hear from him first. Palmeiras manager Abel Ferreira on Estavao Williams' mindset before facing Chelsea. Estavao, we know he's Chelsea player. But the agreement is that it's only after the Club World Cup that he can come to Chelsea. And he's eligible to face Chelsea, to play against his club, Chelsea. That is part of the agreement. So he said, I didn't speak with him. He knows what he needs to do tomorrow, which is today. I hope he gives his best for the owners of Chelsea to see all the potential and quality he has. It will be an opportunity to him to show how good he is. We expect all his best. We expect all his best to show his maximum. Attack, defend, and say goodbye to our fans. No, wait a minute. is a coach trying to say that they are going to be knocked out? Because if Palmeiras is not going to be knocked out, why would it be that he's going to say goodbye to their fans, you know? Do you get the point? He's saying that they expect a best from Palmeiras, from Estaval, to show to Chelsea ownership and to show to their fans and say goodbye to the fans. Is it Estaval's last game for Palmeiras? If they are hoping to go to the next stage of the competition, then there will be more games for Estaval to play. He wouldn't have to say goodbye in tonight's game. Ladies and gentlemen, do you understand it? Yeah. Then he said, we help him grow as a man. We help him to grow as a man and professional. It could be a good moment to give him a goodbye in an amazing game. They have given up. They know they are losing tonight. Yes! Even the coach of Palmeiras knows that he's losing the game tonight. So he's already preparing Estaval to say his goodbye to Palmeiras fans. Ladies and gentlemen, it is what it is. Now, I'm running up. Enzo Maresca is unsure if Romeo LAVIA will be fit for tonight's game. In the presser yesterday, he said small problems at the end of Benfica game, muscular problem, and he will be assessed today. Ladies and gentlemen, small problem, muscular problem, and how many days now? That has not been resolved. He will only be assessed today. The day of the game that he will be assessed. Do you know my worry? Caicedo is not eligible for tonight's game. Suspended for double yellow card. I mean multiple cards. And if LAVIA is not available, Romeo LAVIA is not available. Well, it is a good news for this young chap. It is a good news. And you see why club depth is very, very important. When the club has so much talent, club depth, the depth of the players, the quality player that we have on bench is very important. Do you see it now? Both Caicedo and Romeo LAVIA are likely to miss. In fact, Caicedo is missing, and Romeo LAVIA is also about to miss. Even if he will come in, he has to be managed. It is an opportunity for these two young guys. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Santos to replace who? Romeo LAVIA, and Dario to replace Romeo LAVIA. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah. Caicedo and LAVIA have feel like Andrew Santos is taking over now. It is time for Dario Essugo. Dario Essugo, yeah, that's his name. I'm trying to recall the name. Dario Essugo's chance to shine in the absence of Caicedo. Andrew Santos, it is their time. I know Maresca might come in and bring in Rhys James to the midfield and bring in Tosin to the midfield. So this time around it's difficult. These two guys are there, and I know the importance of this game. So even if he brings in, like we saw when they came on, they were not ready yet. I'm not too sure. The few days, maybe, and the few minutes that they had in the previous games, maybe by now both of them are ready. Maybe. So let's wait and see. Maybe I will come with my predicted lineup. Maybe in my next one. I'll see you guys on the next one. You see me. Shalom and peace.